Everybody's been wanting to know my thoughts on visiting St. Maarten, so here we go. Before I get into it, there are two things I want you to understand. Number one, this is my own personal experience. Your experience could be better or it could be worse, but remember, this is my experience. Two, I don't like when people bash places based on their hotel, meaning like they'll say, "Oh, I'll never go back to this place just because they had a bad hotel stay." My review is going to be based off my hotel stay versus trying to do things around the island. But before we get into that, my visit or stay actually started prior to even getting to the island. So I wanted to do the jet cars in St. Maarten. I went on to the website to book it, and it said everything for our whole stay was completely filled. So I reached out to the company, Mullet Bay Water Sports, through their Instagram. So I said, hey, I wanted to book. There's like, oh yeah, go on the website. So I let them know, like, I already went on the website and everything's booked. And they go check something like, oh yeah, you're right, everything's booked. So then I say, hey, look, I understand everything's booked and there's nothing you can do about that. But if there's some sort of cancellation list I can get on, can I get on the list? No reply, even though they had just replied to everything else that I reached out to and they read the message. So for me, from a customer service standpoint, that really kind of bothered me. At minimum, just tell me, hey, there's no cancellation list or there's nothing we can do. Like, cool, but don't just ignore me after we just had a full-on conversation. Fast forward to the day of our arrival. We go check in, everything with that goes smooth. We get to the room, we do our cleaning of the room, and now it's time to check the bed for bed bugs. As I'm getting ready to check the bed, I notice that there's hair on the bed. So we call, they send someone down, they get there pretty quickly, but here's where the problems come in. As soon as I open the door, the lady doesn't even say, hey, she just say, I'm room service or whatever. Comes in, inspects the bed, picks up the hair, and in that moment I thought, oh, she's just going to pick up that hair and just think that's it. But she did go back out. She threw it outside. I don't know. She came back in with another lady. They started getting the bed down. During this time, nobody ever says hello. Nobody ever says, hey, my bad. In the midst of all that, two other people come in to help. So now there's four people working on changing these sheets and linens, right? It took four people 15 minutes to do all this, which is crazy insane. But again, during this whole process, not one hello, and not one like, hey, our bad or anything like that. So that really bothered us as soon as we got there. But once the bed is made up, it's almost 6 o'clock now. So we're like, all right, it's time to eat. We're not even changing. We're just going straight to eat. So we go to the first place we see, which is a buffet. Talk to the guy. The guy's like, hey, this is probably the only place you guys can eat dressed that way because everywhere else has a dress code. So we go look at the food. Food looks good. We're like, all right, we'll just eat here. Remember, it's 6 o'clock and the buffet opens at 6. So I go up to like the grill area where they have the chicken and veggies and all that other stuff. So I'm just standing there. It's a lady back there working. Only thing that's on the grill right now is vegetables. So I'm standing and standing and standing. She never addresses me. After at least 2 minutes, he finally says, hey, how can I help you? I'm like, hey, can I have some chicken? She's like, oh, the chicken's not ready. I just got here. Now remember, they open at 6. Why is the chicken not already done? I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't like her attitude though. Like I said, she acted like I was bothering her. She never addressed me one time the whole time I was standing there. That's not good customer service. So I move on. I'm like, all right, I'll just get some salmon and some fries. So I get that. We go sit back down. I begin to eat the salmon and fries. It's cold. So to me, that food is trash. And whatever my wife was eating was also trash. We both were not happy with the food that we got. So I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's get some drinks, try to mellow us out. Maybe the food will taste better after we get a couple in. So I go up to the bar. Same thing, just like the lady. I walk up to the bar. The bartender never addresses me, never looks up at me. So I'm just waiting, because that's how customer service works. And finally, he's like, what can I do for you? I'm like, well, can I get 2 pina coladas? Y'all, I got 2 pina coladas. And they gave them to me in mouthwash cups. I'm not opposed to disposable cups, but my problem is the mouthwash cups are like this big, right? So imagine trying to get lit and you got to drink out of cups this small. You're going to be going back and forth to the bar all night. I take the mouthwash cups back to the table. We both take a sip and they are trash. So now we're like, all right, the food's trash, the drink's trash, the service so far has been trash. So I told my wife, I said, all right, look, I'm gonna go over here and talk to this lady. The other guy told us that there's a dress code, but I'm like, I'm gonna figure out if we can actually eat here. Now, I don't know about you guys, but of course I've been to plenty of all-inclusive resorts before, and most of them do have a dress code. However, most of them do not enforce the dress code. Apparently at this resort, they do. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't take dress up clothes, man. I'm there to be comfortable. So I always just have t-shirts with me. I'm not there to dress up. So I go over there, talk to the lady. I'm like, hey, is there a place we can eat? She was like, yeah, it's 2 different Italian restaurants. So there's one that you have to actually be dressed up for, and then the other one you do not. She was like, you guys can go eat there. Go over there to eat. We ordered salmon and chicken parm. That food was actually good. But then we ordered a couple drinks. They were served in glasses, but they tasted like trash. So it was like, man, what's just like safe drink? So we ordered Armor of the Sours. Those are actually good. We actually drank Armor of the Sours the whole time we were there because every other drink was trash. After that, we go back to that bar, hanging out on the patio. There's music. So, it's kind of a good vibe. But then all that ends around 11. Now, mind you, we're on the adult only side of the resort. At 11, all that shuts down, so you have to go to the family side. We go to the bar there because that bar closes at 1. One problem with that bar and the bar that we were previously at is only have one bartender. So it's one person working all these people. So that's annoying having to wait to get your drink. And remember, you need your drinks quickly because they're serving them in cups this big. I will admit the second bar did actually use more glasses than mouthwash cups. Back to the bar that we went to. When I tell you it was hot as a sauna in there, like it was cooler outside than it was inside that bar. So that was annoying, but we sat in there to finish watching the boxing. And then after that, we went back to the room. I don't know about y'all, but I am a hotel explorer and I love excursions. Like that's why I travel. All right, well, let me try to book some of these excursions tonight before I go to bed. I reach out to the Rhino tours, to the Rhino boats, and then I was going to do the zip line. Rhino tour actually starts earlier, so let me reach out to them. So I get on the website, I go to book. Well, you don't actually book on their website. It just kind of sends an email. And I'm like, I don't know, people don't check email that fast. So let me just message. So I message on WhatsApp. Now, again, this is 10 o'clock at night. I get that, but I also understand this is a tourism place. These people make their money based off tourism, based off people like myself wanting to book. If that were my business, man, I had that phone in my hand waiting for dings to come through. I didn't really expect them to respond that night, but it would have been cool. But I did expect them to respond the next morning. So I set an alarm to get up at 8 a.m. because I'm like, if they're going to hit me up, I want to be up and ready because excursion starts at 10. So I was like, I need time to get there. So I get up at 8. No response. So I message again, no response. I was like, man, this is horrible customer service. I want y'all to know that I started on last Friday messaging this company. Today is Thursday this week, and I still have no response from them. So now it's like, all right, well, bump it. I'm just going to go ahead and go to Flying Dutchman Zip Line, the world's steepest zip line. So I get on their website to book, and you can book through their website. So I hit, book, confirm, pay. What happens is it pop up on the screen that says that nothing happened. There was no reservation. But my phone texts me that my card was charged. So I got charged, but I had no reservation. So now here I am trying to call them, well, WhatsApp them, no response. And I also get on Instagram and message them, and they have emails hoping like somebody responds. All this is at like 9 something a.m. and this excursion starts at 11. So I'm like, I need to get answers ASAP before I make my way over there. If I haven't lost you yet, I guess you're going to have to come back for part 2.